D'Angelo was the man behind some of the most soulful R&B ever, but Erykah Badu doesn't think he left us because of cancer. In fact, she's out here saying what really took him wasn't illness, but something dark and something spiritual. Now, Erykah's always been deep into energy, spirituality, and that third eye open life. But this time, she's claiming D'Angelo's death was a full-on spiritual attack. And word on the street says D'Angelo told her straight up that he felt something evil following him in his last months. According to sources close to Erykah, D'Angelo had been reaching out to her for guidance, asking for spiritual protection around the time Angie Stone, his ex and baby mama, passed away in that strange car accident earlier this year. People were already side-eyeing how her car flipped, then got hit again by a random truck while she was still inside. That part had people thinking something way deeper was going on. Now, before you think Erykah's just saying this out of nowhere, here's the deal. Angie herself went live just days before her death, ranting about label execs stealing money from her and messing with her spiritually. She literally said, "If anything happens to me, y'all know who did it." So when she died not even a week later, and now D'Angelo too, you can't help connecting the dots.
This is the year of exposure, and I decided rather than have someone just tell my story and change it up into what they want to do, I'll give you a brief synopsis of something that you can kind of always turn the page backwards in.
Now, speaking of D'Angelo's passing, his family released a heartfelt statement about his courageous battle with pancreatic cancer, asking for privacy and saying he's left a legacy of beautiful music behind. It all sounded genuine until Erykah hinted there was more behind that story. She implied D'Angelo had warned her he was being spiritually attacked, the same kind of dark energy Angie believed was after her too. So could both of their deaths be connected? This is where the story goes even deeper. Sources close to both artists claim Angie and D'Angelo had patched things up before her death. They weren't together anymore, but they were co-parenting peacefully. And right before Angie died, she allegedly gave D'Angelo a list of people she believed were behind the money drama, the same people she said were doing voodoo on her to keep her silent. If that's true, then D'Angelo might have known he was next. So when Erykah says D'Angelo's death wasn't random, it's not just her spiritual side talking. She's connecting it to a pattern. Think about it. Angie accuses certain insiders of corruption and witchcraft. Days later, she dies in a freak accident. 4 months later, D'Angelo, who apparently started feeling those same dark energies, passes too. Coincidence? Erykah doesn't think so. Now, before we go too far down the conspiracy rabbit hole, here's what we do know for sure. Every major news outlet confirmed he had been quietly fighting pancreatic cancer for years. There's zero hard evidence linking his death to foul play, and the so-called spiritual attack theory hasn't been backed by any proof. Still, Erykah's words hit hard because they come from someone who was close to him, maybe closer than fans even realized. Let's not forget, D'Angelo and Erykah had history. They collaborated on Your Precious Love, and the chemistry was crazy. Some people always suspected there was something deeper between them. Not necessarily romantic, but definitely spiritual. So when she says his death was caused by something unseen, you gotta listen. To make matters worse, insiders claim Erykah hasn't been taking his death well. She's apparently blaming herself, saying her spiritual protection rituals might not have been strong enough. Some are even worried for her safety now, saying if D'Angelo and Angie were both taken out, then Erykah might be next. So what's the truth? Did D'Angelo really die from cancer like the official statement says? Or was there something darker behind the scenes?
Hood Trophy Bino is out here spilling a major tea about why he dumped Chrisean Rock, and baby, it is not what you think. Now, we all knew this relationship was rocky from the jump, but when Bino hopped on live stream to break it all down, it left the whole internet gagged.
See the problem. Cover shit up, then I'm gone. Dead homies. I ain't staying. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to look at another nigga.
But hold up, was this really about a tattoo? Or did the thought of Blueface coming home finally send Bino running for his piece? So let's rewind this chaos real quick. Chrisean Rock and Hood Trophy Bino first linked up around August last year. At the time, Blueface was behind bars, serving time for violating probation in a 2021 assault case. Chrisean was trying to move on. At first, people thought it was just a rebound situation. You know, Chrisean finally finding peace with someone not named Blueface, and Bino seemed to genuinely care. They were hopping out to church together, looking close in social media, media and fans thought he was good for her. But deep down, everyone was still asking if Chrisean could really move on from Blueface. And child, it did not take long for that question to answer itself. Now, here's where it gets spicy. Bino went on live stream one night, just talking, vibing, and then he dropped the bomb. Someone asked him about Chrisean and he randomly brought up her tattoo of Blueface, saying she needed to cover it up because he was about to dip on her if she didn't.
So y'all need to go bleed her, bro. You gonna cover it up? So I have to go.
Ooh, that man did not sugarcoat a thing. He even admitted that he was really in love with Chrisean, saying he had to snap out of that feeling real quick because he was going to crash out if she broke his heart.
But I really did care. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I was really in love. But I really have to snap out of it. I was so I was gonna crash out, y'all. Like, if I ain't snap out of it, she was gonna break my heart.
Y'all know that Blueface tattoo has been haunting Chrisean for a minute. Remember earlier this year when she said she might get it removed? Everyone thought she was finally ready to let Blueface go. She even hinted online that she wanted a clean start for herself, her career, and her baby. But clearly that plan did not last long, because fast forward to now and she's still rocking that giant tattoo. Once No Jumper posted that livestream clip, the internet went crazy. One fan wrote, but he knew she had it before he got with her. I'm not understanding. I understand if he was going to pay for the cover-up, cool. But the most common comment, people saying Chrisean will never be done with Blueface. Let's be real, Chrisean and Blueface had one of the most toxic, unbreakable bonds hip-hop has ever seen. And most of that was plastered all over the internet for people to see. They fought, they cried, reconciled, had a baby, and aired every bit of drama for the world to see. And that was just their normal. So when Bino came along, fans were low-key rooting for him. He thought maybe he could help Chrisean find a new kind of peace. But now that has crashed. Now here's where it gets wild. While all of this was going down, Blueface's mom, Erykah Suffold, goes on TMZ talking about her son's release. She said, he's doing well, doing his push-ups and sit-ups, getting ready to come home. He talks to the kids, he's excited about getting back to work and being a dad. So yeah, Blueface is literally days away from freedom. And do you mean to tell me that right as her ex is preparing to come home, her new man decides to dip? The timing is a little sus, and the fans clocked it. Some were whispering that maybe Bino didn't just leave because of the tattoo. One user wrote, Blue better get out, he wanted no problems. Another joked, nah, bro knew it was just a rental, Blueface coming home soon.